Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. Fetch the Dog appears in a story of the same name in Fazbear Frights. Fetch is a original character to the series and has paranormal and supernatural elements to him. Fetch was once a top prize that could be won at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but after the location shut down, he was left to rot, only being brought to life by some unnatural and sinister forces. Now, Fetch the Dog isn't the only top prize that could be won. In various other stories, with various other locations, there are various top prizes that can be won at Prize Counter. And that includes Fetch the Dog from Fetch, Sea Bonnies from Sea Bonnies, and the game console from Jump for Tickets. So it's not very foreign for Fazbear Entertainment to include these really expensive top prizes in prize corners across various different Fazbear Pizza locations. We follow Greg and his friends for most of Fetch's story, and we know that Greg lives in a very quiet, peaceful seashore town, and there actually is an abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location next to the ocean, so Greg feels like, hey, I should go there. He actually feels drawn and beckoned to the pizzeria, which to me is either of two things. He just has a gut feeling, or he's being influenced by Eleanor, who has already been established in my previous videos to be this kind of Lovecraftian entity that can control events of certain times within the short stories. So he ends up going to this Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location, and while the outside of the building is noticeably damaged and decayed, the inside of the building is pristine, with just a few cracks on the walls and a couple of chipped tiles and dust. It seems to be otherwise untouched. It feels like nobody else has even set foot in this location since it's shut down. He goes over to the prize corner and he sees that the top prize is a dog called Fetch. He takes it and tries to activate Fetch, where Fetch does not budge. There is a terrible rainstorm outside, and he looks on the ceiling and sees that there is black sludge dripping from the ceiling. It drips onto Fetch, and lightning strikes, and Fetch is gone. Fetch later appears in front of him, growling and making mechanical dog noises before vanishing entirely. Fetch appears later on throughout the story various times, either physically or over text, because Fetch's whole gimmick is that he can text you over your phone and bring stuff over to you. He can even order stuff online for you, which is a really cool aspect and tons of fun. Fetch the Dog doesn't really make any more appearances throughout the story. He's referenced, but he hardly makes any appearances. He's very cryptic until the end of the story, where after, it was fun at first when Fetch was giving Greg all of these cool things, to help him prank his bully and, giving him snacks and stuff like that. It did become a lot creepy when it outstayed its welcome, because, like this being Five Nights at Freddy's, there was a monkey paw effect, and things only stood as decent until they would become not decent and a lot more cryptic and dark, as Fetch started bringing the severed hand of his uncle, or the severed finger rather, and then killing his neighbor's vicious dog. Just a lot of dark stuff, and it is implied that he also killed Greg's love interest at the end of the story. Greg also seemed to destroy Fetch at the end of the story, but it's revealed that Fetch is somehow still operational after being utterly obliterated by Greg in his anger after Fetch had, severed his uncle's finger, which is pretty disgusting. Fetch is very interesting in the aspect. At the end of the story, it has you believe that Fetch is still alive and still functional. However, he was destroyed by Greg, and then in one of the Stitch Wraith epilogues, it's revealed that he is destroyed, and so the Stitch Wraith salvages the kind of power source for Fetch and adds it onto his amalgamated body of animatronic parts. It's a very interesting concept. Fetch the dog is a very interesting and fun character. I thought he was cool, and I definitely thought it was a really awesome character. This kind of animatronic dog that will text you different things and talk to you over your phone and will even order stuff for you online. And it's just a really cool, and obviously the whole aspect of, like, a dog likes to fetch things for its master. So you have the animatronic dog going around and bringing stuff to his master, whether that be your severed uncle's hand or finger, or killing your neighbor's dog and then dumping its body at your doorstep, or bringing a toy spider to your doorstep. Like, it's really, really quite an interesting concept, and it was a really fun story to read. One of the better stories in the series. But let me know what you guys thought about my look at Fetch the dog. I definitely enjoyed it and thought it was a really, really cool story. Fetch is awesome, and I hope to see some merch of him eventually. But at this point, I don't think we're going to be getting any fazbear Frights merch, because they're mainly focusing on FNAF AR right now. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed my look at Fetch the dog, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Do take care.